In the earlier days of American public education, schoolrooms could be cramped and overcrowded. It's no wonder that when discipline issues or misbehavior arose, the consequences were usually quick and severe. Order was governed by fear, and the message was clear: fall in line or suffer the consequences. Through school reform of the late 20th and early 21st century, as well as scores of court cases, however, corporal punishment was seen as a measure that was not reasonable, prudent, or legal. The pendulum quickly swung. Instead of focusing on the punishment due the misbehaving students, the focus shifted to reinforcing positive behavior through reward systems. The stick had been replaced by the carrot, but this method introduced new dilemmas and ignored the original one. Any internal motivation that students may have had dissipated. Learning would not be sought after for its own sake, but for the reward that came with it. And while the exceptional students would complete tasks easily and thus receive whatever reward that was due, the students who were struggling were left on the fringes of the classroom. And for the students that felt that they would never succeed, if they cried out for attention through their misbehavior, they were greeted with no tolerance policies and quickly suspended or expelled. So how can we better relate to our students? How do we meet their needs? How do we care for and teach the whole child? The punishment and reward systems inevitably fell short because the schools that would employ them lacked a commitment to common vision, a caring and supportive climate for learning, and a focus upon the development of the student's character. Ernest Boyer, late Chancellor of the State University of New York and United States Commissioner of Education, along with a team of researchers, presented a study in 1995 that examined the commonalities shared by successful elementary schools across the nation. The study, coined by Boyer as the Basic School, proposed 4 basic principles that guide a successful elementary school. First, the school must have a strong sense of community, where there is a shared vision and everyone comes together collaboratively to support learning. One of the most important aspects of this sense of community is that parents are seen and respected as the child's first and foremost teachers. The second principle of the Basic School is a curriculum of coherence. Students are expected to become proficient in the spoken and written word. Expectations are high, and a core of common standards are addressed through meaningful and coherent instruction. The third principle of the Basic School is the focus on a climate for learning. Students are encouraged to be disciplined, creative, and self-motivated. Teachers provide students with a degree of choice in their own learning to foster their sense of self-determination. One of the most important aspects of creating a climate for learning is providing students with access to a variety of learning resources, from building blocks to computers. The fourth principle of the Basic School, and most relevant in response to the behavior programs of the past, is a commitment to character. While schools and policymakers talk about academic standards, very little is left to be said of instilling within our students ethical standards. Horace Mann, one of the original founders of the United States Public School, stressed that schools must teach students both reason and conscience. The Basic School prides itself on developing 7 core virtues within all of the students: honesty, respect, responsibility, self-discipline, perseverance, giving, and compassion. By helping students understand a commitment to character, We guide them to think not only about academic concepts, but about life's most important questions. We help them make connections with others in an increasingly interconnected world. Through character education proposed by Boyer, we help students and the larger community to see that school does make a difference, and it can deeply touch not only the mind, but the heart as well.